Hello students, welcome to class 12 physics class. Today we discuss the main topic of this chapter, that is electromagnetic induction. So electromagnetic induction, which means inducing electricity by magnetism. In previous chapters we studied the electricity and magnetism, and we see that the electricity and magnetism are internally connected each other. And we also studied the experiment of Oersted, amperes, and many things. Okay, and we observed that the other experiment also be there, that moving charges produces a magnetic field. Okay, so after some years, Michael Faraday in England, okay, from his experiment, he proved that this phenomena, electromagnetic induction. He discovered that currents are produced in a loop of wire if a magnet is suddenly moved towards the loop or away from the loop. So that means magnet moves, that means the magnetic field linked with that circuit or the coil, if changes, either it will be increase or decrease, because once if we move towards the wire, then it is increase the magnetic flux, amount of magnetic flux will be increased. If it will be far away from the loop or wire, then it will be decreased, but changes, magnetic field still changes, it is not constant. Then only the current is produced or current will induced in this circuit. That's why this phenomena is called electromagnetic induction, inducing electricity by magnetism. Induced electricity or electric current by magnetism, by magnet. Okay, so we can define it in this way: the phenomenon of production of induced EMF or induced current, because actually once induced EMF will be induced, electromotive force, due to that the electric current will be induced. So you can also write induced EMF or induced current, anything you can write. Okay, due to change of magnetic flux linked with a closed circuit or coil is called electromagnetic induction. In our practical life, we observe that devices, generator and transformer basis on this phenomenon. Okay, so before we discuss the Faraday's laws, so we discuss once we see the Faraday's experiment, from where he got this or he conclude this phenomena. So Faraday's experiment, we need these three diagrams. In a first diagram, you see that one coil, copper coil, okay, connected with a sensitive galvanometer, and another one is a bar magnet. Okay, so copper coil is remains fixed in one position. Now in first figure, we move the magnet towards the coil, the end pole of the magnet towards the coil. So in this case, you see that if we move the bar magnet in towards the coil, the magnetic flux linked with the coil increases. That means the number of magnetic field lines will be passes through this coil. Okay, so due to that, already we discussed the definition of electromagnetic induction, that if it will change, magnetic flux linked with the coil, if it will change, then current will be induced. So in this case also it will be changes, that's why a EMF will be induced, and due to that EMF a current is induced in the circuit, which we conclude by the deflection of galvanometer. In first case, the galvanometer shows the deflection in right side. Okay, now in second figure, you see that the bar magnet move far away from the coil. So when it will be moved far away from the coil, the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, but in this time it will be decreases. So less number of magnetic field lines are linked or passes through this coil, but still it will be changes. That's why a current will induced, and due to this, because the direction of the magnet, now this side, this figure, second time it will be opposite to the first one. So the current, whatever the current will induce, its direction also be changes, and which is gives from this the galvanometer. In this case, the galvanometer shows left side deflection. Okay, and third figure you see that galvanometer shows zero deflection, no deflection is there. That means and why no deflection? Because the bar magnet also be stationary and the coil also be fixed. So if it will both at the fixed, then the magnetic flux linked with the coil also constant, it will not change. If it will not change, then no current will be induced in the circuit, and if no current is induced in the circuit, then how the galvanometer deflects? Galvanometer deflects, no deflection is there, zero deflection. So this is the Faraday's experiment. In this case, here in this diagram, here the coil is constant or stationary, and the bar magnet will move far away or towards the coil. Just opposite things you can also do. The bar magnet is fixed, you can also move towards the bar magnet, the coil far away from the bar magnet, the coil also that means the coil is moving, so you get the same result. Okay, so now we discuss the Faraday's laws. Faraday's laws, actually Faraday's laws are two types. Not two types, two laws are there. But if question is there, they discuss the laws of induction, electromagnetic induction. There are the two laws. One is a Faraday's law, another one is a Lenz's law. Lenz's law. Okay, Faraday's law gives us the magnitude of induced EMF or current, and Lenz's law gives us the direction of induced EMF. Clear? Okay, but if the question is there that they discuss the Faraday's laws, then only you can write this two law, not the Lenz's law. Faraday's law, this two law, but law of electromagnetic induction, this two, Faraday's laws, that means this two plus Lenz's law. That means total three laws are there in the laws of electromagnetic induction. So first we discuss the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. First law, whenever the magnetic flux, number of magnetic field lines or the magnetic flux passing through the circuit changes and EMF is produced in the circuit is called induced EMF. The induced EMF persists only as long as there is change or cutting of flux. That means if the flux will change, then only the EMF will be induced. If it will be constant, no change is there, then no EMF is there. No EMF is induced inside the circuit. Yeah, this is the first law of Faraday. Second law, the induced EMF is equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the closed circuit. Rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the closed circuit. So the induced EMF, in some books it will be written as small e, in some books it will be written as cursive e. So you can write whatever the notation you use, please mention what is its meaning. So E equals to minus d phi by dt. If you use the modulus sign mod of E, then you don't use the negative sign. Mod of E, that is equals to d phi by dt, because we use the modulus sign to avoid this negative sign. Negative sign induced indicate what is the indication of this, what is the meaning of this negative sign. Negative sign indicates the induced EMF is opposes the change of flux, and this is the Lenz's law. The scientist Lenz discovered this law, that's why that is a separate law. Due to the change in magnetic flux of the magnet, EMF is induced. After inducing the EMF, it will resist, it will opposes the motion of the magnet. That means whatever its cause, it opposes its cause. That is the Lenz's law. Okay, so in second law is that the induced EMF is equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux with the closed circuit. E equals to minus d phi by dt, or if you use the modulus sign, then mod of E, that is equals to d phi by dt. And if n number of terms are there, then E equals to minus n d phi by dt. From this expression, you can also derive induced current expression, induced charge expression, and induced power expression. And induced current, here we use the Ohm's law. In place of V, we use E, induced EMF, electromotive force. In place of potential V, in place of V, we can write E in terms of E. I equals to E by R, dq equals to I dt. So I value already we get into dt. Okay, dt dt cancel into d phi. P equals to v squared by r, in this case e squared by r, so it depends on the time and resistance. So from this expression we can derive the induced current expression, induced charge expression, and induced power expression. Okay. Okay, and this phi is the electromagnetic flux. In magnetic flux, it is measured by the Weber. T is in second, and E will be in volt. There are various methods to produce the or induce the EMF. There are many procedures are there to change the magnitude of the magnetic field, the changing the area, okay, changing the angle theta. There are many various methods of are there to for producing induced EMF. Now we come to the second law of electromagnetic induction, that is Lenz's law. German physicist Heinrich Lenz gives us a general law for determining the direction of induced EMF and that of the induced current in a circuit. Okay, and this law states that the direction of induced current in a circuit is such that it opposes the cause or the change which produces it. जो उसको प्रोड्यूस किया उसको ही रेजिस्ट करता है, उसको ही अपोजिट करता है. मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स चेंज के दौरान ही उसका उस पर EMF इंड्यूस्ड हुआ. आफ्टर इंड्यूसिंग द EMF इट विल अभी मत आओ, इट विल अपोज इट्स मोशन, मत आओ. Okay, this called Lenz's law. This called Lenz's law. Now from this figure you can also, this is one experiment of that Lenz's law, and then you can understand how it will changes. So many things. So when it will, we know that the like poles are repel each other and like poles attract each other. So when it will opposes its motion or its cause, that means in front face of that coil the same pole is generated or same pole is induced. That's why it will repel the bar magnet. That's why it will repel the bar magnet. So if we use the north pole is moving towards the circuit. So in front surface the north pole is produces or induced. That's why it will oppose its motion. It will repel the bar magnet. Okay. It is important to remember that whenever the cause of induced EMF is a relative motion, the new motion is always in the direction of the motion of the cause, towards the motion of the cause. In this case, the coil will move towards the cause. And this law is based upon the law of conservation of energy. Lenz's law is a valid law and is a consequence of the law of conservation of energy. Okay. So here some diagrams are there from the various position of the relative motion between the magnet and the coil. Okay, when the repulsive force is there, when the attractive force is there. Clear? Now we talk about some another one main topic, that is eddy current. Eddy current, it is a new topic for everyone. We know that the current induced current will be induced not only in a conducting coils but also in a conducting sheets or the blocks, okay, which is attached with this coil. And inside that sheets, this magnetic field or this current, this current is moving in a circular way like a whirlpool or the eddies of the water. That's why these currents are called eddy currents. Whenever the magnetic flux linked with a metallic sheet or the block changes and EMF is induced in it, the induced current flows in a closed path in a planes perpendicular to the line of the force throughout the body of the metal, perpendicular direction. Okay, this current looks like a eddies or the whirlpools or in water, and so these are the called eddy currents, and this is discovered by scientist Foucault. So it is also called sometimes Foucault current. Foucault current. So eddies current are the current induces in the solid metallic mass when the magnetic flux linked with them changes. Linked with them changes. Okay. And this eddy currents have lots of application. This already sometimes come in the examination that write down the what definition of eddy currents, what is its application to three or two application. In electromagnetic damping, deadbeat galvanometer, electric brake, induction furnace, speedometer, in many places it will be used. And electromagnetic that deadbeat galvanometer, that means the electromagnetic damping. When a current is passed through a galvanometer, the coil suffers a few oscillations before coming to rest in its final position. As the coil moves in a magnetic field, induced current is set in the coil and which opposes its motion. Already we discussed from the Lenz's law. The oscillation of the coil are damped, and this is called electromagnetic damping, and due to this the pointer of this deadbeat galvanometer uh, come to rest in the final equilibrium position immediately without any oscillation about the equilibrium position when a current is passed in it. Okay. Another one is the electric brake, induction furnace. For because of this eddy current, the metallic sheet or that block are heated, and that's why it is used in an induction furnace for melting of a metal piece in rapidly changing in the magnetic field. In speedometer, in electric brakes also we can use the eddy currents. Now some numericals are there using the here you see that here the cursive E used for induced EMF. So anything you can use, you can also use the small e, and here we use the modular sign to avoid the negative sign. So if you don't use the modular sign, please keep the negative sign. Okay, this and this one also. Just if you just go through these two problems, if you have any problem about these two numericals, please mention in a comment. Then the from next video, in next video we discuss this problem first, then proceed to the next topic. Okay. In today we did not discuss this motional EMF of the Faraday's law, but we discuss motional EMF means due to the motion, whatever the EMF is induced in the coil, that's why this is called motional EMF, because the conductor is in motion, and due to that motion inside the magnetic field the EMF is induced. That's why this is called motional EMF. We discuss this in brief, explain this all these things in a next video. Okay, so please mention in a comment box if you have any problem regarding these two problems, these two numericals. So please you mention in a comment box. So in the next video I will discuss these two first, then I will proceed the next video, that is motional EMF. And main two induction is the self induction and the mutual induction, and these two are the last topic of this chapter. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.